Bizarre. Big Nose George Parrott became a pair of shoes after his death. Outlaws and the Old West go hand in hand. One such outlaw could be found in the Wyoming Territory, and he went by the name Big Nose George Parrott. Big Nose George was an outlaw, a member of a gang of thieves who robbed wagons and stole horses in the Powder River country of Wyoming. On August 16, 1878, Parrott and his gang murdered two law enforcement officers, Wyoming Deputy Sheriff Robert Widowfield and Union Pacific Detective Tip Vincent, after a bungled train robbery. The murder of the two lawmen was quickly discovered. A reward of $10,000 was offered for the apprehension of their murderers. This was later doubled to $20,000. In February 1879, Big Nose George and his companions were in Milestown. It was known around Milestown that a prosperous local merchant, Morris Cann, would be taking money back east to buy stocks of merchandise. George, Charlie Burris and two others carried out a daring daylight robbery, despite Morris Cann traveling with a military convoy containing 15 soldiers, 2 officers, an ambulance, and a wagon from Fort Keogh, which was tasked to collect the Army payroll. At a site approximately 10 miles beyond the Powder River crossing, near present-day Terry, Montana, there is a steep coulee. Approaching the coulee over a 5-mile plateau, the soldiers, ambulance and the wagon became strung out, creating large gaps between party members. The gang donned masks and stationed themselves at the bottom of the coulee, at a turn in the trail. The gang first surprised and then captured the lead element of soldiers, as well as the ambulance with Cann and the officers. They waited and likewise captured the rear element of soldiers with the wagon. Cann was robbed of an amount between $3,600 and $14,000, depending on who was doing the reporting. Big Nose George was finally apprehended in Miles City, Montana in July 1880 after drunkenly boasting of the attempted train robbery. George and Charlie Burris were arrested by 2 local deputies, Lem Wilson and Fred Schmalzel, after identifying themselves as men with a price on their head. Parrott was returned to Wyoming to face charges of murder.